Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of Matchbox Mark's Diecast Restorations. So on the roundabout this week, welcome back. Last Saturday I took a break for my rat rod build, so this Saturday getting back into it. So this is the Volkswagen camper. Let's take a look at it. Obviously it's pretty worn out. Looks like I've got a bent pillar there. Try to straighten that out, and $100 as I break it because it's so old. And I do have the doors. So I was looking at my collection. This is not going to be a double. So I've got the one that's in green, and then I've got the one with the raised roof that's up to about here. And then I'm going to have this one. So this one I do not have in my collection. It's kind of like a silver gray. It should be pretty easy to match up. Let's see what we got going on here. Number 34. Let's see if there's any variations on it. So speaking of variations, let's get it off the roundabout and see what we've got. Stick around. All right, let's bring the VW onto the maintenance floor. So pretty shoddy. The window, I'm hoping I will be able to bring back to some kind of glory. I'm hoping it's just dirty. And if you look in here, it's really filthy. So let's take it apart. 2 rivets, or 2 posts. Didn't give me too much of a hard time. And one thing I love about this hobby is just bringing these old cars back to life. You know, many of you who have been with me through the years, I'm going on 3 years in April. Got about 300 videos out there. So if you ever want to have a marathon sometime and binge watch, go ahead, check them out. Guaranteed to be entertained. So anyway, as I was saying, some people are such talents at this hobby, and I'm learning every single build. I'm not the best, definitely, but one thing I know is I like to stay in my lane, especially when it comes to restos. That's what I like. I dabbled in some Gaslands from the Silva Challenge. That was fun. Get out of my comfort zone there, and then the rat rod last weekend, but this is where my heart is, really, at the end of the day. So anyway, all right, enough of me yammering, so let's get on with it. So, here's the interior, definitely dirty. And looks like the window is held in by a couple of rivets. So I'll be drilling those out. And let me see here, are they held in by rivets? I don't know. It's been a while since I've taken one apart. Maybe not. I gotta be very careful. I don't have a replacement. All right. And as I'm fumbling with this thing, oh, hang on. Maybe I'll do it off camera and then I'll bring everything back together. So before I get impatient and break it. So as I'm fiddle farting around with this thing, I obviously want to thank each one of you as you're watching this. I appreciate you. You make it all worthwhile. So anyway, let me take off the window and the tires and then lay the pieces out and see what I've got. All right, stick around. All right, so I got everything apart. The axles were rusty. I had a hard time getting out one of the tires. I had to lube it up with some oil. And there's my doors. I'm going to see if they fit. And that did break. So I'm going to have to straighten that out and reattach it. All right, stick around. All right, here's my VW camper. The doors were very, very fiddly. So anyway, I'm going to give it a nice silver black. And then see what happens. All right, stick around. All right, I'm getting ready to assemble the VW camper. I think it's going to look better anyway. Isn't that always the goal of this hobby? Make it look better? All right, stick around for the final reveal. All right, before we take a look at the final reveal, let's see what I started with. A shabby VW camper. And let's see where I ended up. All right, it is time for my reveal for my VW camper. So this one was pretty fun. It was really, really ratted out and shabby condition. The biggest pain in the butt with this was the doors. And I'm going to display it with the doors open anyway. So these are aftermarket doors, and they're always so fiddly putting them on. But through persistence, I got them in the end. So let me know what you think about it. Did the winner the best I could. And painted it a nice silver. So I had to strip it because the book said silver and black. And when I tried to combine my silver and a little touch of black, the chrome silver Tamiya paint is really hard to use. So I just ended up using a rattle can on this one. So anyway, here it is. The VW camper. All ready to hit the road and go camping. So let's see what's on the docket for next week. Next week, I was on the fence. I was watching Juan, or Matchbox Resurrection, and his latest video was a Rolls Royce. And you know, in all of my builds, I've never done a Rolls Royce. So here it is. It's actually in really good shape. Juan on his, he actually took the boot or the trunk from another Rolls and put it on the one that he restored. And he did this one, but his was a super fast, I believe. And go check his out, man. The paint came spot on. So he used clear red. So I'm gonna do the same with this. I don't think there's any other variations of the red. So I think this is just faded over the time. So my three favorite cars are Porsche, old VWs, and Rolls Royces. Those are my three favorites. So I'm excited to do this, my first one ever. So excited to put it in my collection. All right, let's get the VW camper van on the roundabout for one more spin as we fade out. So I want to thank you for watching. Of course, I appreciate every viewer that watches my videos and every comment, and I consider all of you close friends, even though we've never met. So anyway, on that note, I will catch you on the next video.
That's all, folks.